In this section, we're going to cover the collaboration between SOLIDWORKS PCB and SOLIDWORKS Mechanical. In the PCB application, go to View, SOLIDWORKS PCB Connector, select Push. Type in the text and select Post. From the SOLIDWORKS Mechanical side, go to the connector, pull board, select the project that you're working in, and the board from the PCB side is read in. This is a subassembly to the board. We will now insert component, the board we brought over from SOLIDWORKS PCB, into the assembly, placing it in the space. The objective is to mate the surface of the board to the area that it will be mounted on in the assembly. Make coincident, accept OK. We're going to edit the sketch to remove the extents of the board, retaining all of the board properties. Selecting the board profile, we're going to convert entities and change the extents to take on the shape of the board profile as defined within the assembly, and accept that. Switching over from the assembly to the subassembly, that is the board view, where we modified the outline of the board, we simply go back to our SOLIDWORKS PCB add-in. We're going to push this back to the PCB design through PCB services, making the proper annotation. Once that is posted, we can then pull that in our SOLIDWORKS PCB environment, and there we have the board that will exactly fit the enclosure that it was designed for. At this point, we can read in our components from our schematic and begin initial placement. Place the components that have a requirement from an enclosure, interface, or other mechanical requirements perspective, including our connectors. And once we have those components placed within our board outline, we can go through another iteration of the process by using the SOLIDWORKS PCB connector and pushing our board outline, now with the initially placed components on it, to ensure that we don't have any conflicts and that it does meet all the required fit, form, and function requirements. Posting the placement, we can then bring that design in with those changes. We can select any or all of the items listed, and we can go through a confirmation process. Components do come in as fixed. In order to move them, we need to float the components, and we can ensure that, checking from a fit perspective, everything meets our mechanical requirements for the design. Once the placement has been tweaked, we will make a note of the fact that changes have been made and post that. Those changes are then read in to the SOLIDWORKS PCB environment, and we can continue with the completion completion of the placement and the routing of our design.